Here's my major problem with the call, and this has been talked about on sports radio all week. You threw the flag, right? The flag was thrown. With that, we can't debate from the back judge, okay? What was said in that conversation between the back judge and the referee? I'm pretty sure the conversation went something like this. Are you sure? Okay, that's the only thing he could have said. Are you sure that you saw pass interference? And if you're the referee, if you're the back judge and you don't stand up for your call, because the referees, let's keep in mind, they're a unit. Okay, when one person makes a call, it stands as everybody's call, right? So I really want to know what went on in the conversation, or what that back judge was thinking to change his mind. What happened during the course of the 20 seconds in between when he threw the flag and when the referee came over, discussed it with him, and picked it up? What happened over the course of those 20 seconds that made him change his mind and pick up the flag? And I'll say right now, I thought it was clear as day it was pass interference, because the explanation was horrible. The explanation said it was an uncatchable ball, and to me, I'm looking at it, and I'm saying the reason it was uncatchable is because Kuechly was all over him. Gronkowski is a guy who can turn and make an athletic play. Okay, and not only was he hugging him, he was pushing him backwards.
I think he took his wallet.
That is the definition.
He might have taken his wallet.
It's the definition of pass interference. Think about it. Let's take these words literally. Pass interference. He is interfering with him catching that pass. Why not make the safest equipment, helmet-wise, make it mandatory? Say, okay, Riddle or whoever. I think Riddle's not the sponsor of the NFL helmet anymore.
No, it's
somebody else. I forget who. Make a helmet that everybody, and I know everybody has their personal preferences and stuff. With the cage, the cage is fine. The cage is not the issue. It's the thing that protects the cranium, okay, the brain. That's where we're seeing the issues with Dorsett later in life. The brain is having problems, concussions. Create something that everybody has to wear and say, listen, I don't care. You're going to have to do this. The NHL did this. They have sort of the grandfather policy where, if you were in the league where it wasn't mandatory to wear that face mask, that guard, then you don't have to do it. But if you're under the league now, you have to wear that guard. And what are we seeing? We're seeing less injuries to the face in hockey. If other sports can solve the problem, it's to me, and I know I'm not, once again, you have to deal with politics and scientists and funding and all this stuff. I know it's a hard process, but if you're Roger Goodell, you're being a hypocrite if you're not doing everything in your power to keep this game safe, but at the same time, not restrict the hits. It's hard to be a fan of a college team unless you're an alumni, because the star player leaves every year. Of these powerhouses, Kentucky, Duke, it's hard to maintain that level of fanship that you can have with a professional team. That's why I'm not a huge fan of college sports in general, because I know eventually you can't fall in love with a specific team. You look in pro sports, you can remember the greatest show on turf.
Right.
These were teams, these were units for long periods of time. Here's why I love Chicago and why I think, and I'm going to say it right now, I'm going to make the bold prediction right now, I think they will beat Miami in 6 or 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals, and it's tough to three-peat. I don't think Miami's going to be able to stay healthy. But here's why. I think Jimmy Butler's the X factor. You look back at the finals last season. I saw one flaw in the San Antonio Spurs, and I think it was coaching. One, Kawhi Leonard did a terrific job one-on-one with LeBron James. You couldn't ask him to do anything more. He was great on the perimeter, and when LeBron drove, he drove him right into Tim Duncan. What happened was, when LeBron drove and got anywhere close to the paint, San Antonio chose to go with a double team. Okay, I don't think you had to do that. That opened up three-point shots. We saw Ray Allen have a monster series. Mike Miller had his games. Chalmers as well. If you would have allowed Kawhi Leonard to just play LeBron one-on-one, I think you would have been fine. Now, who on Chicago is identical to Kawhi Leonard? Well, Jimmy Butler, a shutdown defender. That's what you need to defend the Miami Heat. Right. You need a shutdown defender, and Jimmy Butler is that. He worked on his corner three-ball game in the offseason, just like Kawhi Leonard did a year ago. These guys, to me, are extremely similar, and I think they can cause the Heat problems.